It's been quite a bit of snow. It's gonna be fun working on this today. Alright, so today in the snow, we're changing out the throttle body on my 2010 Chevy Colorado. I've been kind of hesitant to do mechanic videos. I'm not really a mechanic, but I can do this. So we've disconnected the hose to the air filter. Take off this part. These are 10mm bolts. There's one here and one here. It takes this part off. You unscrew this. You have 10mm bolts, 4 of them on the throttle body. 1, 2, there's 3, 4 at the bottom. You disconnect those, pull it off, put the new one on, put it all back together. So I'm going to get to it. Alright, so I took all the bolts off. You also had to unclip this, the throttle position sensor, which is why I'm having to change this throttle body because it's not separate on this truck. And there's your fuel line. There's all far over there. Okay, so I haven't really been making videos lately. I'm sure 1 or 2 of you noticed. That means you missed the valve cover gasket. See these blue guys? There's a new blue guy in there too. And I also put brand new spark plugs and coil packs on it. There's the throttle body you guys did see. Now I think I need a starter, which is down in there in that mess. You're supposed to take this intake manifold off and all of that. Which I just had completely loose. You got to take the alternator off, which I just had off to get this loose. And I don't feel like doing all that again to take it out of the top. So some guys have said that they've been able to get these wires and stuff out of the way and pull it out this way, or wiggle it down through here somewhere. So that is what I'm going to attempt. You guys keep your fingers crossed for me. So I've gotten under the car, truck. It's a 2010 Chevy Colorado, if anybody didn't know. Here's my starter. Right there. That's it. I can see this bolt. If I can get to it from here. I don't know if I can show you guys. If I can get to it from here, I can get something around the other side of it. Who knows, man? This might be easier than I thought. So I was trying to just pause so that I could do these in stages and not have to do separate videos, but Zion called me on the phone instead of walking out here. So this is the first spark plug bolt. I don't really have a path for the starter bolt. Don't really have a path for the starter to come out of yet. I finally got the bracket off the top. I'm gonna be like zip tying all my wires back together because I broke like all those clips, but this is the easy bolt. I still gotta disconnect the starter and get it out of here somehow. Wish me luck. I was able to come through the top this way, between the firewall and the intake manifold to get at the top nut, and I have the starter disconnected. So figure out how to get it out from up there and disconnect the wires. So it's definitely possible. Yeah, that's all still there. I managed, after I got the bolts loose, I pulled it forward, was able to come down through here, get the connections disconnected, and then I had to flip it around and pull it up this way through right there. But I got it out. The only auto parts store in the area that can test it closes in 15 minutes and is definitely more than 15 minutes away, so I guess that'll be tomorrow's job. But thanks for watching. So right now this is the mess of my truck. I called it a scrapyard. She said it was more like a, yeah. She said that wasn't quite right. So I said, well, it's like a giant toolbox right now. I did manage to get the starter back on, right up from the bottom. So that was cool. I gotta try to check grounds and stuff. I talked to a mobile mechanic this morning. He said with everything I've done, he's almost as puzzled as I am. Check grounds. So here goes nothing, I guess. So this could definitely be a ground issue. This side's all rust. This side's all corrosion. Maybe it's a good thing we're doing our little maintenance, huh? So I gotta brush these off with a steel wire brush. I'm gonna pull them apart as needed, get them all cleaned up, put it all back together and see what happens. So what we're doing today is cleaning up my battery terminals. Pretty simple. I've taken this off. I'm gonna leave it on here to be able to get these. These are 11mm bolts on mine. I'm gonna take these off and scratch everything down with the steel wire brush. If you got a lot on there, I use a little bit of Coca-Cola. Kills the battery acid, the corrosion, and then I hit everything with this. A little bit of electrical parts cleaner if you need it. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna wipe everything down with dielectric grease to keep prevent corrosion from happening again. So a little basic maintenance here. So here's my fuel rail. I got that off. I'm looking at my fuel injectors. Looks like the grommets are failing and letting stuff around them. They look pretty much burnt out. I might still try to clean them anyway, but this might have been my issue all along. Yeah, those are gross. You recording?
Yeah.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
See, it's shooting it out the end. That one works. Can pause it. So, got rained out at work today, so I'm working on the truck. It needs to be done anyway. My exhaust manifold spit out my downstream O2 sensor. The sensor and the manifold are stripped. As you see, it's kind of welded together. So we're going to try a tiger patch today. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. So I applied the tiger wrap. I'm going to do it in layers. It's just to put it on there while the pipe's still hot. It kind of molds around it. And then it says drive it. And it'll stick. So I'm going to do this layer, see how that works. I cut the thing into strips, so we'll apply another layer afterward. Well, it still sounds like crap from inside the truck. Looks like a tiger patch is still on it. We'll put another layer on a little bit later. I gotta change the brakes too. There was so one of these sensors had some wires touching, and this is not attaching like it's supposed to. We did those two things and Dad fucking started it. I wonder if it'll keep going with that exhaust off. I might need to put that exhaust pipe back on. Yeah, I gotta put the exhaust pipe back on. Remember I took it off earlier.